Hello, this is Eric. In my projects, I've always been using SPIFFS when I need to store files in the internal flash space. The reason is that I haven't used the more effective LittleFS since I've been doing that for a long time and haven't had any problems. But now, it looks like I should stop using SPIFFS because SPIFFS support is officially dropping, so it's time to say goodbye. I used SPIFFS on my ESP32 or ESP8266 to upload and read files very easily. Typically, by uploading image files through SPIFFS in advance, reading them from the MCU and displaying it on the screen, I was able to express this wonderful thing. Except for SPIFFS, there are two file systems we can use now. One is LittleFS, which replaces SPIFFS, and the other one is FatFs. LittleFS is a relatively new file system with the Redis technology. FatFs is a very old file system. It's compatible with those Windows and does not depend on the hardware platform because it's independent of the disk I/O layer. There is a post that analyzes the two file systems, so I put them together. You can find the source in the below video description. The first thing is about the difference between RAM and ROM consumption according to the file system. In the FatFs, 12 kilobytes of RAM and amount of ROM are required to open one file. On the other hand, LittleFS uses 13 kilobytes ROM less than FAT and less than 4 kilobytes RAM. The test performed here is to see if the file can be written properly when the power is irregular. In the case of LittleFS on the left, the count of the boolean keeps increasing, but in the case of FatFS, you can see that the file system gets corrupted. Finally, a where labeling test. If you don't have a storage controller with support for where labeling, the longevity of your embedded device could be compromised. In the case of FatFS, since there is no where labeling function, you can see that the same sector is used frequently and eventually die. This time, we test the difference in speed when reading and writing a file. Actually, this part is very important. Depending on the project, there are many cases where the file in the partition is read and processed, so the faster the I/O speed, the better. The device I tested here is ESP32-S03. Both devices read and write 1.8 megabytes. The results are interesting. The writing operation shows almost the same speed, but there is a big difference when it comes to reading. FatFs is showing much better performance. The graph on the left shows a writing operation and the right graph shows a reading operation. LittleFS is blue and FatFs is orange in color. The less time the better. The writing operations both give similar performances. However, you can see that LittleFS is much slower than FatFs as the file it reads increases larger. To sum up, if you want to configure the system more stable, choose LittleFS. If you do a lot of reading large files, it seems to be effective to use FatFs. I will have to analyze further how big the difference is through an actual project. It'll be interesting too. That's it for today. Hope this helps your project. Thank you for watching. See you on the next project.